I was doing some work abroad and I was moving back to London and had to start that kind of dreaded hunt for a room. And as was the case with thousands of people across the city and across the country, the prices had gone crazy, you know, rent was mad. And even if I found somewhere that was in my price zone, then there'd be 100 other people also looking for that room. A skip, obviously, it's actually a very British term. I didn't realise when I first started doing these projects but most of the world would know it as a dumpster. The skip provided me the kind of opportunity to make my own tiny little house in something which I can pick up, I can move, relocate, and again, kind of show that juxtaposition of a house inside something which should never be lived in. Came back 2 hours later with a housewarming card and a gift, which was that cat, which is super nice. Yeah. She doesn't. This is where I sleep. It's actually kind of cozy. One of my favorite parts of the design is definitely the curved roof. Kind of makes it feel a little bit more like a cocoon. And then I've got all my storage down the side. So this is the main living space. I've got the cooker here. There's a very tiny fridge. As you can see, it does not fit that much. Yeah, so this is where my water is. So I refill this from a hose pipe that comes from the neighbour's property. Bananas and then some less healthy snacks behind. Of course, got to have some skips because, you know, I'm inside a skip. When I'm washing up in the sink, that drains down just into here, which I can pour away down the drain. Now I do finally have electricity so I can cook. I've got a heater, I've got a dehumidifier because the condensation was starting to become a little bit of a problem. And then in terms of the toilets, I've got the Portaloo in the corner of the site. All the neighbours are amazing actually, they're super friendly, everyone's very supportive. I've got, you know, neighbours coming and bringing homemade meals, or if they see me doing anything in the garden, they'll come and help out. So that's a massive bonus to the whole project, is just that this area seems to have a really good community. Wow, as well as my house. So,
sorry if I'm asking too many questions.
I've had people that live on the street come up to me and say, look, their kids have grown up here, their work is here, and now with prices going crazy, they're having to move way outside the city and commute back into what is their, you know, their home and their neighbourhood, in order to kind of challenge people always want to know where the toilet is. First and foremost, as the first thing they want to ask. Then, if anyone hasn't already spoken to me or heard about the project, they want to know if I'm actually living in there or if it's just an old project and I'm actually living somewhere else.
Ideas in my head that people will have to live something, you know what I mean? I would stay here for the rest of my life. I do like the idea. I think it's ingenious because usually we think skippers for rubbish and taking, you know what I mean? But this young man have a great idea of turning it into a home.